Alright, so like by now I think a bunch of you think that I'm either crazy or not. It's like a 50-50. So, staring at my upside down number board of smudgeness, and I'm thinking continuously about the heart and the center of the heart and how important that is to cellular energy and cellular everything. Understanding number. And like how the Starbucks Space Needle, which looks like an axle that goes all the way up, and then at the bottom it has like a round thing, looks like a bearing. And then at the top of it, it has like a round thing that looks like a bearing. And then it has a little needle. And it looks like you'd probably go like 5 pi over 2 if it were a cosine wave to go to a little like red dot that blinks on the top. So 5 pi over 2 is also like, 5 times pi divided by 2 is, where is that? 7.853, I believe. Okay. And the Schumann resonance of the Earth is 7.83, and I have a video where I kind of equate how these are the same. Anyways, and it's all about cellular energy from the Schumann resonance because we are surrounded by the force or energy at all times. And I'm looking at this going like, all right, so if like 5 pi over 2 is pretty important, right? 5 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2. That's the space from the magnet at the end of the axle to the singularity, which would be considered the quote-unquote black hole. And the black hole would be contained within the 1 by 1 by 1, which would be like the bubble of air. And at the center of that bubble of air, there'd be a quote-unquote black hole. Now, the spacing in millimeters from that black hole to any one of the 14 magnets should be equal to 5 pi over 2 in my mind. Do you see it? Come on, it ends up at the center of the heart, guy. Those are 5 cells, guy. 1 of 8 of 21 of 340 of 6436. Okay, those 5. 5. Now let's work backwards. 340 looks an awful lot like, 3 makes 4 makes 5. It looks like a 3.14 because that 0 is both a 0 and a 1, kind of. Could be like the circle could be the point and the 1 slash in it. It could be the 1, so it's like 3.14. So let's just say that's pi. So 5 pi 21. 5 pi over 2. 5 pi over 2 is the center of the heart, with a convenient 81 next to it, for maybe like the 9 by 9 matrix, a cellular creation. Darth Vader, your father. Now, Austin Lee Meredith, okay? This is how certain I am about Austin Lee Meredith, guy. And how it's not just some crazy random website anomaly. ALM. Now, Austin Lee Meredith. Whoa, Austin Lee Meredith is... Quote, if Austin Lee Meredith made the battery that we live inside, he would be considered God, wouldn't he? Dogma. Okay? God is not depicted on the cover. God is not depicted on the top on the list of actors or actresses. No. God in this movie is Alanis Morissette. Alanis Morissette. Alms for the poor. Alms for the poor. Low-key. Dogma. Yeah. I'm a sure guy. So, I think that's pretty significant in terms of coincidental proof. The voice of God is so awesome, if you were to hear it, you would explode. Sure. Alanis Morissette would certainly have that face. So, the previews in that movie are very interesting. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. If you want to debate about this being a representation of 5 pi over 2, which could be significant with the whole Schumann resonance of the Earth and the architecture of, you know, the distance from the axle to the black hole in the middle of the cellular energy device. And the 14 axles that converge on a singularity. It might have to be something like 5 pi over 2 away, or something like that, to maybe like, harness the Schumann resonance of the Earth so that we can, collect energy, because energy cannot be created or destroyed. Energy can be collected because the force is all around us. It binds the universe together. Yeah. You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record, baby. Like a record. Like a record. Yeah. It's time. It's not what I want.
The sun has gone down.